Hey everybody, this is DM Mike, and this is another Tabletop Simulator map, obviously in time-lapse. I do not work this fast, though I really wish I did. I wish I could get an entire map done in 8 minutes. But this is the process. This is what I go through to more or less a degree when I'm putting together a map. Usually it starts on the page. I do quick sketches, and I'll show those at some point, probably in my next campaign diary. I've got an entire 2 or 3, 4 sketches that I do, thumbnails, before I set out to create any map in Tabletop Simulator, for the most part. But here I am kind of setting out all my props, things I might use. I just put down things that look interesting. I may not use them all, but I kind of, as you see there, I put them on the side of the table. Some are in little bags, which makes it pretty handy and pretty useful. But I just kind of put down all these different items that I think will look cool, maybe work, and I just leave them on the side of the table and just kind of reference them every once in a while, put them on there. If they don't work, well, I delete it and move on. And here I am, I think right now, kind of, I'm adjusting the grid, just try to get scale correct with the boats. But anyway, this, did I already say this? Now I'm already losing it. This particular scenario is the carnivorous plants on both sides will be attacking them, and so I really want the shoreline to be very, very tight, and they're trying to work their way through here, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, plants above them and to the side of them are attacking them. So this is just one of those routes. So anyway, I also wanted to take the time to make the environment a little bit different. If you've seen my other Tabletop Simulator maps in the swamp, you could see those on the channel. They're dark, and they all kind of look the same, which is arguably fine. Most swamps look the same no matter where you go. But I wanted to create a slightly different look, almost a whole nother biodome in a way within the swamp. I think right here my table flipped out. One thing about Tabletop Simulator is sometimes you can accidentally select another model that you didn't mean to, unlock it, and your just whole table will explode. It's a little ridiculous. But anyway, so here I am. I'm testing the boats right now. I'm trying to see, okay, will they work? Do they have enough space to pass through the shoreline here without being caught up in a lot of stuff? So that's what I'm doing now. Before I go into details, I want to map it out, make sure things like the whole route is going to make sense and the whole route works before I spend all this time putting in all the vegetation. So you can see here, I put in a little bit here and there. Luckily, I did that because those pink mushrooms were kind of a pain in the butt. They have some invisible walls around them that were making it very difficult. It took me a while to pinpoint what the heck was going on, but made it very difficult for anything to pass like to its left or to the right, wherever you put the mushrooms. They just created these kind of, there's a box around them, an invisible box, because they're a model. And see, you see it right there when I'm highlighting, and my boats would just keep hitting it even though they weren't very close to it. So it was kind of annoying. But here I've settled on the route. It looks good. So now I'm going to start fleshing out details, putting in some vegetation. Again, I tried to pick different vegetation. I didn't want to use the same stuff that I was using before, except for there is a swamp bush in there that I typically use as backdrop to make it look like there's trees, and you really can't get through there because it's so thick. But I'm trying to use different bushes and different things I haven't used in prior maps. Even though I think the other maps have just been really swamp trees and water, basically, and some ruins here and there. But I was trying out the lighting there. I think it's a good idea. You do that every once in a while. You know, if you know the lighting you want, when you're starting to feel good about your design, click on the lighting, just see how it looks. See how it looks in that atmosphere. And I felt good about it, I guess, because I'm still going. But here I am. When you're using the same model, it is a good idea to, scale it to different proportions, shrink it, expand it, make it large, make it small, and scatter it around so characters or players don't pick up on on these repeating models everywhere. Just helps with the overall look of the map. But I'm using a lot of the scale tools to adjust things because I locked down a lot of the models, which you want to do. You will want to do that, otherwise your map will explode. Especially when you're moving tokens around on game day. But here at the end of the river attack, I'm kind of putting this rock up in a jackknife position. They're going to kind of pass through that. That's the end of the route, pretty much. I don't know. It just was an interesting thing I wanted to put in there. Again, trying to create a different look to the swamp. Even though it's still the swamp, it's still the Mirror of Dead Men. I just wanted a different feel in this particular area. So here I am now, okay, obviously saving it as much as possible. And this is it. I think the most part, what takes the most time is the details. And really, maybe I'm going too far. Maybe I don't have to be this detailed. It's a little crazy. I don't know what this does to my file size as I do all this. I just know this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. So I put it all together. All right, so we got the statue. Here I am kind of now fine-tuning things. So I'm moving some of that vegetation around, expanding it a little bit, just trying to create a thickness to the left and the right side so everything looks dense. Now it looks like I put the fog in, the mist in. I'm adjusting that. So this goes by so fast, but I kind of tried to get the camera to go through the river just to see what it would look like. I try to keep the camera low when I'm playing with my players. But this is it, guys. This is, I think there's only a couple minutes left here, but this is what I do. And really, I don't jump to this phase. What it starts with is, of course, the idea, the encounter, and then sketching it out on a piece of paper. I would totally encourage you to do that. If you look on my channel, a couple playlists down, there's an entire series on map design and, what I do, and I talk about thumbnails, and I won't go into that here, but, that's just where I start. And that's how I do it. I start with those, and then I go into this program and I start pulling out all the items I think will work, that look cool, that will match the environment, and then just start putting it all together piecemeal. And you want to be loose with it. You want to just set some stuff down, knock it to the left, knock it to the right a little bit. Don't commit to anything up front. And just when you feel like you've got that base layer done, lock it all down, and then start to build on that foundation of the map. Now, I feel like I'm still learning this tool, so I don't know enough still, I think, about the software. But I do enjoy making these little tiny micro environments for players. It's a lot of fun. I want to do more with lighting, but I haven't quite figured that all out yet. So the background, again, is the Dark Forest background, something you can find on the workshop. I've been using that through the entire adventure as far as their time in the swamp. That's been my go-to backdrop. I think here I'm adjusting. I'm trying to some visual effects. Something screwed up. The visual effect just completely disappeared by accident, and I never found it again. I don't know what happened. But anyway, guys, I think I can't. My timer's all screwed up over here, but I think I'm getting close to the end. So this is it, guys. So remember, if you want to do this, obviously build it around your encounter, sketch it out first, go into Tabletop Simulator, pick all those things that you want. Put them on the sides of the table and just start, slowly building it up. And, take things away, add, delete, you'll get there. It's awesome. It works great. It's easy to work with. Next thing you know, you'll have a great 3D map with awesome lighting. All right, guys, I got one more map that I've also done another time lapse. I'll be posting that next. But I'll go ahead and let this kind of finish off here, these last few seconds. But again, thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping me up through my escapades through Hoard of the Dragon Queen. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.